my kitchen. I'm going to make you some gooey fudge brownies. Now these are pretty decadent. You can choose a dairy-free chocolate or whatever kind of chocolate you like. I use a really dark chocolate, so 70% cocoa, or sometimes I use the Loving Earth dark chocolate, which is fully, completely dairy-free. This one has traces of dairy, if it can have traces of dairy. So if you're really allergic to dairy, you obviously need to get a dairy-free one. But that one's easy to buy because it's at the grocery store. So if you're not allergic to dairy, you can start with that. So it's 200 grams of chocolate broken into little pieces. You can weigh that in. And we're going to grind that up for 10 seconds. It actually probably doesn't really take 10 seconds, about 7 seconds on speed 9 just to grind up your chocolate. Now here I've got some raw pitted dates, medjool dates. That's 130 grams. So I'm going to put those in. This is noisy, watch out. Okay, so that's 10 seconds on speed 10, all ground up with the chocolate. Okay, so I'm just adding 180 grams of coconut oil, preferably organic cold pressed, but at least organic. And you can generally get that from the grocery store, the health food shop, online. Okay, so this is going to be melted together. So I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. And 60 degrees, speed 2. Okay. So you can see that's all melted. There might be a few little chunky bits, but that's alright, they'll whiz up. Okay. Now we're going to add 30 grams of coconut flour, which you can make yourself if you want to. Oops. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just really good quality sea salt. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You can use a vanilla bean right at the start and grind it up with the chocolate instead, and just the whole vanilla bean, but I didn't have any, so. And 4 eggs. And we're just going to blend that up. And that will be ready. So 20 seconds on speed 8. I think that is now. I've just scraped it down and I'm going to just give it a little bit longer. Another 10 seconds on speed 8. Or actually, about speed 6 probably will do. Just use the spatula to help it along. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to pop that into here. I'll come over this side. This baking paper is a non-toxic baking paper. It's the If You Care baking paper, that one there. That's the one that I use because it doesn't have, it's not bleached and it doesn't have heavy metals in it. And you can get that from, some IGA stores sell it. You can get it from online. I buy it from Organics on a Budget online. When you've scraped most of it out of the Thermomix, it's easiest just to pop it back on here, lock the lid and give it a bit of a turbo boost. And that will spin the rest of the batter off the blades so that you don't have to try and scrape it off the blades. That's a little bit easier. thick. It's not like a cake batter. So you just smooth it out. Got it all over the place here. I usually end up with it all over me. But that's okay. So try and get it quite flat, because then, well, unless you want to have it all rippled, but I usually try and flatten it out a bit. Then if you want to put ganache on top, it doesn't, it works better if it's a little bit flatter. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so the oven is set at 190 degrees, and that's just in a square Pyrex dish with baking paper. You can just grease your dish with coconut oil if you want to. And I meant to say, if you don't want to use coconut oil, you can use butter if you're allowed to have butter and you're okay with butter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cook that for 20 minutes. Alright, so I've just got that out of the oven. Just check that it's done. Yep. So really it works best, this one works best if you cool it and even put it in the fridge because it's quite gooey. But if you can't resist, just don't burn your mouth. Lovely brownies, all gooey and fudgy. Have a look close up. Look at this, very gooey.